crazy, but I didn't know you would.
How did it run after that, Cat?
It helped it. It didn't spin as much coming off the turn.
Welcome to another high-octane episode of Southern Dirt Motorsports.
Good afternoon, everybody. We're back with another edition of Southern Dirt Motorsports podcast. And not only do we have Julius Todd, but we have Jason Todd and Kyle Todd. 3 generations of racing Todds with us here today. So, Julius, you got to be mighty proud of these boys.
Yeah.
Do you help them a lot? Do you go with them quite a bit to the races?
No, not too much.
You just don't go to the races like you used to?
Yeah, I go. I have to get on the Kyle. He tries to drive all over the racetrack. Jason?
Tens they can see over.
What year was it that you started racing?
About 95, I believe.
95?
Yeah.
And did you build your own car in 95?
No, I traded a car for a race car.
Traded a car for a race car.
And me and Daddy, we put it together. It's old big old Monte Carlo.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then how long did you race that car?
Not long. We maybe 3 or 4 races, and now I decided I didn't like that car, and we sold it, and we got into the 4-cylinder business the next year.
And
I run 4-cylinders for
where did you start racing at? What track did you start racing at?
Crossville. I started at Crossville, then Winchester.
Yeah.
That was the main 2 that I raced.
Yeah.
For a long time.
And you won a lot of races in that 4-cylinder class.
I won quite a few races in the 4-cylinders, sure did.
I've always thought that he knew a little something about them 4-cylinders. Did you help him out on that, Julius, or was that kind of his own deal?
I helped him a little bit.
Yeah. You always had a little trick to those 4-cylinders and getting them set up and getting them to handle and stuff.
It's different.
And I know you not only race local, all these racetracks around here, but you, with that, what is it?
KMSA.
KMSA, yeah. Is that still in existence
it is.
now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah.
And you got to travel around a bunch and,
Learn
race. I mean, I know you've been as far away as Phoenix City, Alabama, Talladega, Alabama.
Mississippi.
All in Mississippi, yeah.
That Meridian or something like that.
Drove 4 days on that one.
Yeah.
That's a trip.
Yeah. But you got to learn how to race and had fun. But I still miss old Winchester, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wish it was there.
Just having some place that's 40 miles away or some place to go, Of course, you miss all these old racetracks and stuff. Did you ever get to race on what they call the new Sparta Speedway?
I never did, no. There or McMillan. I got to run neither one of them. I always wanted to, but never. That was gone before.
But your first race was at Crossville Speedway.
The first one was at...
And you said that was in 95?
That might have been Winchester. That might have been the first race.
Winchester was.
Yeah, Winchester.
Winchester, yeah.
Then Crossville. We went. Well, it wasn't long. We went to Crossville.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Crossville, the new configuration or whatever, opened up by 1986 or something like that.
Yeah. Then you closed down there for a while.
Yeah.
Crossville, then it come back. I didn't race until it opened back up.
Yeah. And you swap back and forth between 2 or 3 different divisions. I know you always keep coming back and running the mini stock cars.
In the mini stock and super stock and run a little late model for just a little bit. Need open wheel, I guess. And I gotta have them all covered.
But you prefer the mini stock cars?
Yeah. I'm gonna help Kyle a little more and get him going where he needs to be.
Yeah.
And he should be good to go here this year. So.
When did you start, Kyle?
I get this duck count.
Yeah.
Rookie race.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what year that was.
That's 14, I guess.
2014.
Yeah, run a rookie race over there.
Did
One, and then I got my own car, done some wheeling and dealing with him. I got one in 2016. That's when I really started.
Yeah. Oh, wow. And raced up until, 2 or 3 weeks ago? Did you,
I was out for...
You went to college?
Yeah, I went to college. I was out for 4 years and then come back. And
okay.
I just started back probably, June?
Probably about June this year.
Yeah.
Come back.
Tell me about going to college.
That was a show.
Yeah.
It was different.
Yeah. Where did you go?
University of Northwestern Ohio.
Yeah. And that's kind of racing oriented, right?
Yeah, it was different. Being,
Yeah.
you know, you leave everything behind that you know, and then take off and go up there. It was different.
That's really neat. So, did you get to meet Kenny Wallace or any of them guys?
I did, actually. At Eldora, I met Kenny Wallace. He was,
So they took you around a lot of these racetracks and stuff.
yeah, we really just went to one when I was on the race team up there. And we went to Lima Land a lot, but before I was even on that team, I got with a guy and was helping him on his street stock and kind of just traveled around and went to as many places as I could.
Yeah, that's really neat.
Yeah, I went to Eldora a lot. I've run through the infield of Eldora carrying a Burt transmission, so that was that's definitely one I hang on to. It was nice.
But you decided you wanted to drive.
I've always wanted to drive. It's been a
family tradition.
Yeah. If I'd have stayed away from it, I'd have some more money, but I wouldn't give it up for nothing.
Yeah. I bet Julius, like I say, he would probably still get back in today with you, Julius, if you had a chance, you know. And
guarantee it.
it's something that it's hard to get away from, and not that even we want to. We don't even want to. We don't want to get away from it. So, Jason, you got future plans to?
Yeah, I'm going to do something next year. I don't know exactly what yet. I'd like to run some at Wartburg a little bit. I like that track, and maybe some I-75.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't been up that way in a while, so I'm thinking maybe a few up that way. And go with him to Duck River some. Keep him. He likes Duck River, so.
Yeah.
It's a fun track.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun to race.
He does do that. He does a different line than some people. He's gotten good, better.
Yeah.
It's getting swelled up there.
Yeah.
Won't be able to walk out the door. It's different going from the class I ran 4 years ago. I raced 10 times. That was pure pony, mini stocks, what they call it.
Yeah.
You come back now and they're totally different cars. I mean, it's the only thing that's about the same is the motors.
Yeah.
And you had to learn, start all back over, and
they changed things, you know, than what we used to run until now. So
yeah,
it's some stuff's hard to get, so you got to change some things. Some of those old Mustangs. So.
What was Jason your most memorable race? Did you start winning right off the bat, or after you got
I think it took me about, I'd say 7-8 times maybe before I started. The first race was gift to me, and I really don't count it. The guy was cheating in front of me, but the guy behind me protested him. I run second, and I got the race. But my first win was at Spring City.
Spring City.
I'll never forget it. We was going down the back straightaway like he was telling. There was a spring running across the track. I'm like, boy, this can't be good, you know. But I went up there and won that race, and that was. I'll never forget it. The track owner was more excited than I was for some reason. He was jumping up and down. And he brought me that $60 for that feature win. You know, it was 3 cars is all it was, but it was fun. It was you know, that was my first real win. So,
how many races, like in a year, would you say that you have won? Have you, like in Winchester or something?
I won in let's say 04. I think I won 19 features. And in 05, I won 30 features. At 2 tracks, there is Crossville and Winchester.
That's great.
And I won one at Duck River, a few there. We went to North Georgia one night, and the guy beside of me blowed his motor up, and my head had busted, and we went there together. Jerry Hill from Murfreesboro and Jamie Lewis was driving his car, and we. He's like, you think you want to put the head on your motor and see what happens? I said, well, sure. So we put the motor, we barely made it out for the feature, and I started dead last, and we enjoyed that victory at Waffle House because we waxed him, man. That thing would run. He had a lot better head than what I had, but man, we waxed them boys, and that was probably the most memorable thing I had was that. That was a good race.
But there's a lot of competition in that class.
Oh, man,
all around. You know, John Smart.
Yeah.
And
he used to help me. I guess he learned a little bit from me. You know.
Yeah.
He went on down through there, but he's really good and wins a lot of races.
Yeah.
I guess he's building cars now. He's doing some.
Oh, really?
Nice cars.
Really nice work.
Real nice cars.
Oh, yeah. They've always put bodies and
things
like that on.
His dad I had on Monte Carlo. We built up, and he did an excellent job on the interior and stuff on my car back then. Back in the day.
Pushing the garage and
ripping it up.
what a power steering. So I just kind of went ahead. Just
We
wanted to
put
see what
Kyle
it
in there
sounded
to
like.
try to, had an eyelet because you couldn't turn it. Had quick steering. We just put him in there and said, you just turn that wheel. And we were rolling. Next time he's revving it up,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I know Julius is proud of you guys, like we talked about earlier and stuff. And about the only advice you can give is work hard, ain't it, Julius?
That's it.
Because that's what it takes, isn't it? It's a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work. And it pays off in the end, though.
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
it? When you win the race. And Kyle's yet to win one, right?
I won before I left.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Oh,
I guess run 5 races when I was 16 and then 5 when I was 17. I won my last one, messed up and priced my car 2 or 3 days after that. Guy bought it and
Yeah.
I was gone.
College.
Yeah.
I was
You
gone.
went to school, yeah.
And come back and I've run, I think right at 10 times. I won a heat race last time and then run second most of the features. So that's pretty good. Just
I know you were telling me that you like I said, you'd raced like a couple of weeks ago. Maybe at Duck River, was it 2 or 3 weeks ago?
yeah, I guess it's about 3 now.
What was it what was the race? I can't remember what they were calling it.
Deep fried.
Was it?
Oh, was it?
I
deep
think it was
fried?
deep fried. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's just a bunch of big money put up for a
But
lot
you
of
ended
places.
up like qualifying really good, winning a heat race maybe.
Yeah, I drew, started on the outside pole, and I got him pretty good. It was nice. I got a phone call because they were out doing something, and he's been on tour this year. He has to go out and party and everything else. So
Partying.
I went one time. It was pretty nice. Go to that band you go see.
Yeah.
He called me and he's like, "Well," he said, "how bad you beat him?"
Yeah.
That was a good phone call right there.
Yeah. He probably already heard about it then.
Yeah, so I was watching the racers pass. See what happened. I watched that.
There've been quite a few where it started up there and fell back, but it was that was a whole different car I drove last time. I actually I put that car together a couple months ago. I had a buddy of mine help me out, put a front clip on it and everything, and I got it back and got to working on it and learning the setup of it and got some advice, and I finally listened a little bit on a few things.
It's hard-headed.
I like to learn on my own and it
Yeah.
pays
I'll
off.
let him, let him.
Yeah.
If he wants to go on, and you go on, and
Right.
we'll talk about it tomorrow and see what
Right.
you did wrong.
What I
Right.
should have changed, but
There's nothing wrong with that. That's
Nah,
good.
he needs to learn
learn the
Learn
hard
on his
way.
own, yeah.
Those lessons like that are the best, right?
And you won't forget.
That's exactly right.
That's the same way.
Yeah,
That's
exactly
the same. When the moves run fortunately, they didn't know a whole lot about them, but he said, well, you need to lay the wheel in on the right front, and lay that on the left front, and we just took off.
Tell us about the episode where you spun him out.
Yeah, we was going, was going in the turn there, and he was just kind of holding me up. And I missed a break or something. I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, I did. But it was more not in the turn. I was like back, but they didn't put me in the rear. They put him in the rear. So I kind of blamed on him. He spun out.
Yeah, it's a spun out.
Yeah, we raced together some, and I was at pretty good time. But that's the only time I can ever remember having any kind of problems.
Yeah.
But he wasn't too mad at me. So.
Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, he understood.
He said, as long as you win the race, he wouldn't be too mad.
He'd been in the same situation
Yeah.
several times, hadn't you, Julius? But
That's a bad one.
Julius, like I say, this is a great legacy of your racing, and then with all the fans and stuff, and when they see this video, and all the people are going to remember seeing you up there, and the old 24, the orange 24, and the old checkered flag. It's a great thing. Y'all got anything else?
I remember when I was at Sparta, he'd won, every week he'd win. McMahon won Sparta, and then they put a bounty on him. Well, this car was B5, old Bill Griffith was his name, and I remember because it had a Pac-Man on that car. You know what, you see something, you remember. And I said, hey, these people. He said, well, I said, they're throwing us the bird. He goes, they don't like me too well, son. I said, all right, he got beat, that B5 beat him. I thought they were tired of the grandstand down, them people at Sparta.
Yeah.
They just didn't start a day winning, and I told Dad, you better get us out of here. So we're going to get hurt right here.
Yeah.
And then people, they give us a number one all the way on out the way, all the way up to that gate there.
That's part of it.
They
Though,
said,
yeah.
He said, they'll be all right next week. And he went back up there and won next week, you know.
Yeah.
That was the most, I guess I scared more than anything.
Right. How old were you then?
I was probably 8.
Yeah.
I guess probably 8 or 9, maybe 7 or 8, something like that.
When he was winning. So, but you knew what was going on.
I knew what was happening. That old street car. I mean, I don't see they run some good races back then with what they had. You know.
Yeah.
You go to the junkyard and get a motor and take it apart and take stuff, go to the parts store and get used pistons. And he done some good stuff.
He's won a lot of races.
A lot of races. With a lot less.
With a lot less. He done a lot with a little.
But he worked hard. He always was working. He was in that shop. He even left me out there one night and it was real cold. He went in the house and forgot me. He left me in the race car. I mean, he worked hard on that race car. That race car got what he wanted.
Absolutely. That's what it takes, right, Julius?
Yeah.
It's a big deal. He said, this wheel's got to roll. He said, the car's got to roll free.
Yeah.
He always kept the greased up good. And
he's done a lot of that this year.
He's still big on that.
He still tried to tell you guys.
He comes over here and he helps quite a bit. I mean, let's see, not the last race, but the one before, I got him to help me put this motor together out of a Ranger I bought from him. Threw that together. On Friday night, me and him stuck the motor in. He's like, you got it? Yeah, he went on home. I got everything ready to start. We changed rack and pinion, control arms. We went through everything Friday night. I mean, we were putting it all back together. Definitely without him, I wouldn't have been. Missed quite a few this year.
Absolutely. And the fundamentals, that you still got to get them right.
Yeah.
And then that little stuff, you got to take care of the big stuff first.
Right.
The little stuff take care of itself, right?
That's it.
All right. Anything else? If not, we'll just conclude this episode of Southern Dirt Motorsports Podcast. Y'all like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.